Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. My 27 meters, GF 28F, cheated and then hid it from me because her therapist told her I am still reeling from the disclosure, so please bear with me if the post seems to be all over the place. This just happened yesterday. I have been in what I thought was a happy relationship with my GF for 2 years now, and it all came crashing down yesterday when I got a message yesterday from a woman who claimed my GF had cheated while she was on a vacation with her friends. I thought it's some kind of prank and told her so, but then she told me exactly when it happened and at what hotel my GF and her friends were staying. She even knew the room number. Apparently her boyfriend was also staying in the same hotel, and that's when the cheating happened. I decided to ask my GF, and to my surprise she didn't deny it, but she insisted it was the only time she has ever cheated on me in our entire relationship. But it gets even worse, because she was thinking about telling me. That's what she tells me, but her therapist advised her against it. The therapist told her that as long as she wasn't going to do it again, it didn't make any sense to confess it to me and put our relationship in danger. I was speechless. I guess there are therapists out there encouraging their clients to lie and hide things from their partners. I am at a friend's place right now as I don't know what to do. I don't trust anything which comes out of her mouth now. It could be the only time she cheated, but it could also be the only time someone reached out to me about her cheating. She seems very remorseful and her tears seemed genuine, but I don't know what to trust now. Till yesterday I was sure she would never cheat. But today all that is a lie. Would really love some advice. Forget the therapist and what they said. Your GF cheated. Then kept it from you. Then deflected blame. Are you okay with this? Are you okay with future trips she takes with the same group? He will never be able anymore to sit still in peace at home or do work while she is on vacation. His mind will race and ask himself questions like, where is she now? It's 30 minutes since her last message. That's enough time to cheat on me. Is she doing it right now? Etc. For your own mental health, to cut her loose. You can't come back from that. Not just cut her loose. I'm wondering if the friends she was with knew and didn't say anything to him. If it turns out they did and they have boyfriends, I would maybe give those guys a heads up that their girlfriends helped hide a cheater, because they hid it because they lied by omission by not telling up when they knew. Also, if it was a girls' trip and Ops GF was cheating in the same room all the girls were sharing, I'm wondering if more than just Ops GF cheated during the trip. If Ops GF and the girls have gone on or go on regular girls' nights out / vacations, then Op absolutely cannot continue the relationship, because barring her from going, especially if it's not public she cheated, will make him look like an abusive partner who is separating her from her friends. But Op also can't tag along to monitor her because they are girl nights out, and if she does go he won't be able to trust her whether or not she said that she cheated while out. If those girls are mutual friends, I would cut them off and also not be afraid to show the proof of the cheating, the text messages, maybe even ask the sender if you could post them with their name blocked out. I would totally post proof if she starts weaving a lie / shit talking to him online, and I would say she is salty she got caught. Also Op, I go to therapy myself. I've never cheated, but if she had an issue that was the reason for her cheating, then my therapist would probably suggest that I am not ready for a relationship and break things off for both our mental healths, as the cheating could very well make her remorseful after and anxious about if it's find out, while finding out, especially later on if things like kids / house / marriage / things that make it not easy to separate yourselves from the cheater, would be extremely stressful and upsetting. I would own up to what I did, say I need to / will work on myself and apologize. It probably still wouldn't be a nice breakup and I could get dragged through social media, but that's consequences and they can motivate us to change. I'd quote therapist suggested hiding it without considering the consequences of it being found out later. I think she could be lying about the therapist TBH. DDay was today and she left rant throwaway account, although I've lurked here for a month with my primary account and know a few of your stories. Short version, wife came to me in early December with love you / not in love and wanted a separation. I said I didn't and let's work on it. She said okay. I spent all Christmas season trying to woo her all over again. We have 2 little kids. I wanted to save our family. I love her, and I love them. At first, it was going well. She was totally into it. We made love constantly. She discovered a new kink, she liked being choked during sex. Okay, so I did that. She loved it. Holding hands, cuddling, etc. She even began to say I love you too when I said I love you. She's sending me sexy pics of her in a bikini. We go on dates. We do family things and our kids love it. I start dieting and working out and drop 20 pounds in a month. I'm helping out around the house a ton. We do projects together. We start MC. She said she's so relieved we're working on things. But one day my gut just started screaming. Something is up. Her phone. It's always going off. She's always on it. She never lets it get too far and hides it from me. Some days she's totally distracted and cold. I notice she has developed a nervous twitch in her hands. She's constantly grinding her teeth. This morning, while she was sleeping, I grabbed her phone and finally snooped. More than 1,000 messages. Some guy far away in a city on the other side of the country. We live in Canada. She had gone to that city for work back in October. They met there. He came to our city in November, the month my best friend and his family were killed in a head-on collision, and I was devastated. She had been vague and distant then. No wonder. You came so hard when you were on my DK and I choked you was one of his messages to her. Those sexy pics? Yeah, she was sending them to him too. He's separated with 2 little kids back in his hometown. I woke my wife up. Hand her the phone. There are some messages for you. I told her. Oh shit. The look on her face. She flips. I want a divorce. She says. I tell her I'm not leaving this home. She has to go. I take the kids to school. She's gone when I get back. Left a note. She says she'll help me with finances until I'm on my feet. I'm just in my last term of college after going back, which she agreed to 2 years ago and would support us while I did so. I have a good paying job lined up in May thanks to my college degree I'm about to get. I'm devastated right now. I'm a mess. Kids are home. My son is playing Minecraft and my daughter is happily splashing in a bubble bath. They're asking where mommy is. I tell them she took a little vacation. I know she's actually at her friend's house. Update, thanks everyone for the supportive comments and great advice. It's the end of day 1. I'm not going to say anything stupid like it's a new beginning or things like that. I'm in a daze. I feel so hurt. Anyways, I just wanted to add some updates, as I keep getting the same advice. For starters, I absolutely am going to get tested for STDs. Second, I'm going to see a lawyer, and soon. As a broke student who is now a single father, I qualify for legal aid, which means the government will pay for the lawyers. There's a process and some bureaucracy, but I'm getting on that tomorrow morning. My WW is an immigrant to Canada from Europe. Ukraine, to be exact. I taught English there a long time ago and met her there. We fell in love, dated for a couple of years, married, and then I brought her to my home here in Canada. She's since thrived here, got citizenship, which my brother paid for because it's ridiculously expensive, and a big cushy job with the federal government. But she has nobody here. No family. Her social network is tenuous at best. Most of her friends are married couples with kids who don't have time to invest in a real friendship. The AP lives on the other side of the North American continent. He has kids of his own and is separated. I snooped his socials. He's not going to leave them to take a chance with some hussy he met once or twice for a fast duck. She's not going to be able to move there with the kids, because she'll get arrested for kidnapping. She left the marital home, and left the kids here. She had promised to support me while I went back to college full time. She has broken that promise. She has nowhere to live, no one to help her, and she's about to get divorce raped. I seriously underestimated the extent of mental illness. The affair fog is playing havoc with her. She is seriously in trouble, and as someone who was her husband for 12 years until today, my heart is actually breaking, not only for me, but for her. She's going to be in a world of hurt and doesn't even realize it yet. I hate that this is happening. Hate to say it, pal, but you are better off without her. Move on, be civil for the kids' sake. Forgiveness will take time, but the sooner you can forgive the better off you will be. Seek therapy. Hit the gym. Be the best dad you can be. Limit contact as much as possible and just focus on what needs to be done for you and your kids. Thanks. I've been hitting the gym for a month now and can already see results. I did let myself go over the past couple of years, what with COVID lockdowns and then the stress of school. But when I'm in shape I am actually a good-looking guy. I am getting back to that now. But we were married 12 years and I never ever saw this coming. She was too much of a coward to face the consequences of her actions. It isn't about you. If there were problems it was on her to deal with them in a healthy manner and not go outside your marriage. I am positive the day will come when she regrets her actions. The most important thing now is to secure custody of your kids. You don't want her to take the kids across the country to be with a lover boy. Lawyer up and protect yourself. Remember, this was not your fault. This is all on her. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Fortunately, the laws here in Ontario, Canada are very egalitarian when it comes to children and custody. The default the courts have to start with is 50-50. There must be evidence of abuse or neglect to change that. It is illegal to take children from their familial home. If she tried to hoist them across the country, there would be a red alert blasted across everyone's cell phones and she would be arrested and charged with kidnapping. I'm not worried about this part at all. I'm actually in a very good position right now, legally. I'm heading to a lawyer tomorrow. In truth, she's the one who is completely ducked. Nowhere to live, no family or close friends in town. Her son lives on the other side of the continent and he has kids, so he's not going to leave for her, and now no comfortably loving family to come home to every night. I sincerely underestimated the depth of her mental illness. Caught fiancé at hotel help needed. Need help. Caught my fiancé at a hotel with a guy. So let me try to sum this up and paint the picture as best as I can. Me, 38, and my fiancé, 40, have been together for 4.5 years and have a 20-month-old daughter together. She has a 19-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. So I would say the issues started after our daughter was born. She started complaining that I wasn't giving her enough attention, being attentive to her, I wasn't pursuing her anymore or taking her out. I tried explaining to her that things are different because she has a child which requires a lot of our attention, and that I would try to work on those things. I recall one fight got really bad about a year ago and she told me she wasn't in love with me anymore and that the spark was gone between us and didn't know if it could ever get it back. So anyway, we ended up getting past that and moving on. About 2 months ago we got into a big fight because her older daughter was going for a cyst removal procedure and I didn't call to check up on her throughout the day, and I tried to explain I was extremely busy at work that day and that I couldn't. So she went off on me and how I'm selfish, narcissistic, a pos and only care about myself. I was honestly caught off guard by it, so I got angry in return and we just stopped talking. She was scheduled to go back to her country the next week to visit her mom and sisters. The whole week went by and we didn't talk or anything. I drove them to the airport and dropped them off and still didn't talk. She gets there and texts me we need to talk and I'm still super angry about the situation and I tell her go duck yourself and she replies oh wow okay. So she's there for 10 days and I only talked through FaceTime with my daughter. When she would pick up she would just hand the phone to my daughter. So we didn't speak that whole time, and she gets back, I go pick them up from the airport, abs we're still not talking, very awkward, this is going on 2.5 weeks now, not talking. One day after work, it's the day before Halloween, and I get home and she showered and dressed very revealingly and tells me she's going out with friends. Okay, I stay home with our daughter and she gets home at 6 a.m. The next day I went off on her, calling her every name in the book, whore, slut, etc., saying how she could be out till that time. She told me that we haven't talked in almost 3 weeks and that she basically considers us not together at this point. We eventually sort of made up but didn't really get any real clarity on this we're not together BS. So anyway, at this point we're talking, not how we normally would, she's acting sort of cold and distant, but I'm trying to do little things to make her happy. One night after work I calls her and she tells me she's going out to eat with family at a restaurant, so I go there to surprise them. I get there and call and she tells me they changed their minds and went to a different place, so I ask where and she wouldn't tell me, very strange. My gut at this point tells me something is up, so I order a tracking device and put it in her car. One day after work I call her for X, she doesn't pick up. She calls me back and I hear an echo in the background like she was in a bathroom, so I ask her why she's calling me from a bathroom when she told me she was getting a massage, that why she couldn't just pick up the phone on the chair. She gives some BS excuse, so then I ask her, I have a feeling something is going on, can you tell me the truth? And she goes, why, you feel guilty, are you doing something? And hangs up the phone on me. I checked the GPS on the tracking device and it's right in front of a hotel when she told me she was at a massage parlor. The feeling of rage, betrayal, and just beyond hurt. So I steer driving towards this hotel and get there and see her car parked right in front. I sit and wait for about an hour and finally I see her walking out with a guy. I stormed towards them and got in both their faces. God help me how I didn't put my hands on this dude and I cursed her out. The hotel called the cops on me. I was so irate, I was seeing red. I get in my car and drive home. She eventually comes home too, and tries to justify that she's been asking for me to be more attentive, fun, going out more passion, and that I didn't give it to her for over a year and that she had enough and that she considered herself single, that I pushed her to that point. So then she confesses that she's been talking to this dude since she went to her country about a month ago, and that he's been going to her job, being her food. They went out to lunch, and the night she was out until 6 a.m., she was with him. But get this, she claims they never had sex, all they did was kiss, and that it was more emotional than physical. Like, how stupid does she think I am? And God knows how much information she's telling me. I'm sure there's much more to it. It's been 2 weeks now and I just feel disgusted at times. I get these vivid imaginations in my head of her ducking him. And I confronted her about it and she will not admit to it. She even swore on both her daughters. I'd where to go from here. I'm sure everyone will tell me to just leave, but it's not easy. Oh sure, they got a hotel room just to kiss. Sounds legit. Why can't she just admit they ducked? And it probably wasn't the first time either, I'm willing to bet. Studies show her response is common. When caught, all cheaters go into damage control, to save a safe relationship or avoid shame. The we just kissed or talked or he couldn't get it up is the basic BS response. Inform her that adults don't sneak around texting and meeting in hotels to just kiss, etc. Therefore, unless she can prove otherwise, you will consider her a cheater. And whatever relationship problems you share 50-50, she is 100% responsible for her decision to cheat. She is not just a cheater but a liar. She can't say trust me. Why do you want her to admit it? She already told you twice she doesn't consider herself yours anymore. Divorce already, she's not respecting you. All the signs and evidence lead to it. Where there is fire there is smoke. Leaving a hotel with a guy. Being out till 6 a.m. with a guy. It's obvious what happened, even from her trying to justify it. Instead of seeing the truth and acting on it, why are you waiting for a manufactured premise? I just don't understand. You get caught walking out a hotel with a guy and wanna lie to me and say all you guys did was kiss. As much as I would love to believe that I know for a fact they ducked. To me it's just a slap in the face that she thinks I'm that naive. We hope that by sharing these stories with interested folks like you, we can help people recognize the signs of a relationship in trouble, and avoid so many of these heartbreaking situations yourselves. Have a good day or night, wherever you are.